Hello everyone, I'm Something Wicked. Welcome to the Wicked Workshop. I've got another awesome capital build for you guys. I call it a Defender. After finishing the Vanguard missions, I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with the with with the prize that you got. You know, I like getting ships, so what I did was I made this upgrade to a Phalanx, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Stay tuned. Here we are in the builder, guys. Check this thing out. 4 stories of epic, awesome capital class ship. Let's look at some stats. Just from the weapons and modules, max crew 15. It's got a jump range of 30 light years, mobility 100. It's something that I absolutely insist on all of my fighters, on all of my ships. Because it's Class B, it's got a top speed of 140. Mass is 2803, hull 5669, shield 2700, massive 5300 cargo, guys. Something a little bit different than the other video. I added a different mod, which actually makes the cargo spaces usable. So as you can see, this big 2x3 Deimos cargo gives me a cargo of 3000. So no longer am I using the large cargo, compartments, or the actual cargo boxes. I guess you could say you just you just put onto your spaceship, like these little deals right here. Very very rarely will I use those except for shielded cargo. But let's get into it, guys. I've got her all broken down, and we will start taking a look at her. Okay, looking at the first floor, we've got our shipbed 200 landing bay. Immediately goes into an engineer bay. And like I mentioned before, our big Deimos cargo hull that provides 3,000 cargo. Each one of them is like calculated by one hab, so I'm pretty sure that it provides 500 per 1x1. So for the calculation there, got some good fuel tanks. Our next floor, because of our position of our docker, puts us right up into the bottom of our companionway. Now, as you can see, I've put some porthole bottoms in here in an attempt to keep ladders from spawning in any of these habs right here, to keep that one central ladder right down the central spine. Okay, so that's what we've got there. So we come up into this companionway. Forward, we've got an all-in-one berth, which works great if you're hauling any passengers to or from any areas. We've got our battle stations on this side, and we've got a brig on this side. This is a little bit different than our big Ve Victus, the other ship that I did a build on, but we got just small storerooms over here. Just give us a little bit of extra livability. Okay. One of our reactors providing 39 power, and our big grav drive, the big Apollo GV300, providing 50. A couple other reactors. And again, we're using the SAE 5660 engines. We've got quite a few of those on this build as well. Not quite as many as on the last, but we definitely need the thrust. Forgot to mention over here on this side, yeah, we've got some shielded cargo, so yeah. Basically, it's just the shielded cargo ones that I'm going to be using from now on. Okay, so that's our second floor. Coming up that ladder leads us into our control station, onto our third floor. This is our main floor, connecting to a science lab, and all-in-one berth on one side, and an infirmary and berth on the starboard side. Okay, forward to the armory, to the captain's quarters, to our CP-2200 cockpit, and as you can see, the weapon arrays, and all of the extra little accoutrements. And as I showed before, the quick little trick to that is to just hit the variation on there and cancel out. So that's how you blend those things. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. 3 more big engines. We've got broadside weapon emplacements. Okay, and finally, coming up again from this control station, we've got our workshop. I'm sorry, it goes into your companionway, leading to a workshop. Another engine, 2 shields, all of which provided by No Shield Limits and all those other mods that are going to be down in the description. One other listed mod that's going to be down in the description as well that I forgot in the last video was the Shipyards Unlocked mod, which basically just adds keywords to any of the technicians that you select inside the console via a bat command. Well, it's a bat, command that basically runs your console commands to add the keywords to it. But that's what we're looking at, guys. One other thing to note, I did add some of the porthole bottoms to here as well to keep the game from trying to throw ladders in from this other floor here, coming down from the all-in-one berth. It likes to throw a ladder in there every once in a while, so throw those in there to try to keep that, like I said, right there as well. That's the build, guys. This thing is massive, but it's not confusing when you go on the inside. The interior is very livable. It's very accessible. The ship itself, it might be massive, but it's also very maneuverable as well. And we'll definitely have to check it out in game. All right, guys, we're back. I just finished up the other video of Nia Kalu's ship. So we find ourselves in Hopetown. Here it is. My other capital ship that I have called the Vanguard. And it is awesome. Modeled after the Phalanx. I wanted something that was bigger and livable. I think I hit a home run. I don't know. I like her. But we'll take a look inside and then we'll show you some gameplay as well. Okay, entering inside, we have our engineering bay, 2 our cargo hold, 1 central ladder, brings us up to our main living area. Okay, and we should have a large all-in-one berth.
Do you need my help?
Beside it, battle stations. Leads us to a brig, and if you remember, our storage. Okay, and if you remember, see, I put those bottom portholes down there to keep ladders from trying to spawn in here because there's compartments up above us.
What's up?
Okay, so here we go to the 3rd floor. I guess I've kind of dubbed the command deck. Okay. To the front we have our armory. Again, you can see our portals keeping us from throwing ladders in there. To our captain's quarters. Vasco's in the way. I had to vault over him. To our cockpit. And from here, we've got our science lab. To remember, our 3x1 berths. Our infirmary is here. To another 3x1 berth. And under these, I believe I also put some of the portals. No, they're not showing the portals, so. But that's another thing you can do if the game throws you a ladder somewhere you don't want one. Okay. So we've got just that one ladder that goes all the way, which should take us right straight up to our workshop, if I remember correctly. Yep. So there it is. All right, let's go down to the cockpit, which is on the 2nd floor. Or no, 3rd. 3rd. We'll hop in, get all the systems powered. And we'll find a dogfight.
Stay here. Now get the hell out.
some animations are just worth showing. Okay, we'll get everything powered up. Again, lots of power, guys. I love these ridiculous builds. Power to boot.
Easy.
She's got a max speed with cruise skills, of course, at 216. Sitting at about an idle. We're still well over 100. Actually, hold on, we'll go give you a good look at her in the sun. There she is. This current model, I've named the Litany of Fury after a Warhammer 40k Dawn of War ship. But for all intents and purposes, every other time, I've called it a Defender. Vanguard doesn't really give you a reward, so I kind of make one. There we are. But we'll get into a fight. And for that, we need to go to my favorite system, the Serpentis system. I know, guys, I'm a big fat cheater. It's crazy having a ship with 185 power, you know, but you can do the same thing. People are doing that with console commands too. I've got lists of those where I can do that with any ship. Just give it as much power as I want. So I like making awesome things. I like making them big and bad. And that's just kind of what I do. I like to make them wicked. So here we go. We're already in a fight. Just melts through ships. Where are we at? There we go. Oh, she thought she was gonna run. Like I said, just melts through them. But hope you enjoyed the build, guys. It's been a lot of fun making them. I love these awesome capital ships, just huge ships. But I don't like ladders. I don't like the S curves and S traps and all the other garbage that you get when you make them. So I'm trying to share some good, possibly some building tips for you, maybe to incorporate in your own builds. But other than that, guys, all the links and everything for the mods that I've used will be in the description as well. If you have any questions or anything, hit me up on Discord. That's all I've got. Break it out.